Hey everyone, welcome to Holistic Lifestyle Tips Getting Real About the Woo Woo. I am Becky Russell, owner of wellness company Hope Essential, and I am a holistic lifestyle educator and an essential oil educator. I just love to teach. And I have been living a holistic lifestyle for over 25 years, and I just feel compelled to share what I've learned along the way. And uh, hopefully it will benefit you as much as it has me. I was not blessed genetically and saw that the disease treatment route was not the one I wanted to take. And so I feel the holistic route has served me well, and I just want to pass what I've shared along to you. And the purpose of this series is to dispel the myths about what holistic is, who it's for, maybe, why anyone would want to do it. Um, it's basically holistic means treating the entire body, mind, body, and soul from the inside out, and not just treating symptoms and getting to the root of what is the problem. And along with that, I believe that you need to limit the amount of chemicals you put on and in your body in order to have a quality of life as you age. That's what I want for me, and I want that for you and everyone else. And I believe the holistic approach is the best approach, but that's my belief. And my goal is not to teach you everything there is to know about each subject every week. It's just to bring it to your awareness, and then you do your research. So every week I alternate what uh, area of wellness that we're going to focus on. And tonight, it's not only emotional wellness, but also physical wellness and spiritual wellness. And believe it or not, the subject of tonight's video is walking barefoot. And that may seem like an odd topic, but there's actual science behind this. And I want you to know that about a year ago, I was at a luncheon, and an elderly gentleman was so excited to share with me that his holistic doctor had given him a prescription to go outside barefoot for so many minutes every day to help with his chronic pain. And he was seeing results. And so that reminded me of that story when I came across this subject and thought it would be something fun to explore. So I did some research and found some articles on it. And this is week 48. So I can't believe it's almost been a year. And we are talking about earthing. That's the actual term for this. And basically what that means is you're walking barefoot on soil, grass, or sand, so any natural surface, which means you have to get off the sidewalk. And I don't know about you, but it's very rare that I am barefoot except in the house. And that's sort of sad, especially now that I've learned all this from this research. So I'm going to make it a priority to be barefoot more outside. And there have been studies that show that the health benefits that come from the relationship between our bodies and the electrons in the earth are pretty substantial. The planet has its own natural charge, and we seem to do better when we're in direct contact with it. So, what are the benefits of walking barefoot? In one study, they highlighted how drawing electrons from the earth improves health in chronic patients, especially when they used grounded carbon fiber mattresses. Now, this is something I don't know much about, but I'm sure going to research it. They slept better and had experienced less pain. So, if you don't have many health issues, this may just seem like a bunch of nonsense. But believe me, there are people out there who have chronic pain, and the regular approach with traditional medicine has not helped them at all. They're almost sicker from all the meds. So something like this that is not invasive, um, it's why not try it, right? So in another study, it found that earthing changed the electrical activity in the brain. And then more research found that grounding benefited skin conductivity, moderated heart rate variability, improved glucose regulation, reduced stress, and supported immune function. Those are powerful things. That's pretty impressive just for going barefoot. Another investigation found that earthing increases the surface charge of red blood cells. Uh, that means the cells avoid clumping, which can decrease blood viscosity. High viscosity is a significant factor in heart disease. That's why so many people take aspirin every day. Um, and then another journal found that earthing may help regulate both the endocrine and nervous systems. Pretty impressive. And I think it's worth doing some research on at least. And then another thought is, it's of course just walking, period, is beneficial for cardiovascular health and weight management and all those things. But then you have that added benefit if you go barefoot. Now, maybe um, long walks barefoot might not be optimal, but you could certainly work yourself up to longer times. Just like anything else, if you have not gone barefoot in a long time, it may take somewhat of a little bit to work up to that. Um, and also, when you walk in nature, whether you're barefoot or not, instead of on a treadmill, say, um, that helps with your emotional wellness because it's just healing. Nature is healing. And I'm not saying don't do a treadmill. I'm just saying try to make time to get outside in nature, and um, and don't feel that walking is not a good option. That only running is worthwhile because when you go at that slower pace with walking, or you're walking, fairly fast. I can walk almost as fast as I can run because I am that bad of a runner. Um, but you have it's because it's a little slower pace, you have time to sort of um, emotionally connect with the day's events and sort of decompress, and then that releases endorphins just walking. So it's still a wonderful exercise. So please do not downplay the importance of walking. Um, and then it's saying, why should we start walking barefoot? Is it really something, that we should consider? I think it's sort of a win-win. I mean, getting out in nature and with those possible benefits, why not try it? Um, and the fact that it's been that long since I can remember going barefoot, in the grass, my own backyard, that's sad. So I am definitely going to make that a priority. And one thing I wanted to mention too is the importance of children being able to be, you know, out of their shoes. Um, I know there's a lot of worry, and especially now about the germs and so forth. But if you think about it, the like it's more likely that kids are going to get into germs with their hands than their feet. And yet we don't make them wear gloves all the time. And but we are constantly making them wear shoes. And we have to be, you have to have common sense. You can't just let them run barefoot on a parking lot that's full of nails or glass, of course. But try to find times in a safe environment where they can be barefoot and they can um, feel those textures and so forth. I remember. I took my daughter, uh, her class, fifth graders. I was a chaperone for a camping kind of thing. And some of those girls had never been barefoot. I mean, they were freaked out. And their I was the hero of that trip because I let them go creek walking. Now they had to wear tennis shoes in a creek, of course, but that was something they had never experienced. And it felt almost naughty to them. And I grew up doing stuff like that, you know, outside and in creeks and backyards and everything. So it's sad that a lot of times we've kept them so sheltered. Or in my case, you know, we raised our family in Texas, and it's so hot in the summer that the kids, they didn't want to be outside, and so I think it's so different. You know, our childhoods were my generation was pretty different in a small town in Ohio versus my kids. So what I know now, I think I would have tried harder to make sure they had those experiences outside more. Um, but I love that this article is really it's talking about how the feet are the most nerve-rich parts of the human body, which means they contribute to the building of neurological pathways in the brain. Covering them in shoes means we're eliminating all kinds of opportunities for children's brains to grow new neural connections. That is super important. So we need to remember that. Um, and then a couple other things. I love this comment. There has been, this is a teacher saying this, there has been that cotton wool parenting notion and nature deficit disorder. So kids are just not going outside. I think what they're referring to, cotton wool parenting, I think that's sort of like a trying to keep our kids in a bubble to keep them safe. These teachers are noticing a lot of children don't have fine motor control and particularly gross motor control. There are also issues with eye development and vitamin D deficiency because kids aren't going outside. And this goes for adults as well. And then there's a whole lot of health and physical issues that can be addressed easily just by getting outside more and away from the screens, the computer, the phones. And I would love to know what your takeaway was from this. And if you are a barefoot and fool, or if you just can't even imagine doing that. And what do you think? Do you think it's a thing, something you might want to research a little bit more, make it a part of your life a little bit, see if it helps? And would just love to have your comments below. Also, be sure and check out my website, hopeessential.com, for any previous videos that you missed. And then also, I've got DIY videos and, of course, the essential oils and other holistic tips. And follow me on my Facebook page, business page, Hope Essential LLC. And that's where you'll find my events also, and any announcements. I've got some new classes coming up that I'm pretty excited about, so be sure and like my page and follow. And until next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now.